Hey everyone, it is June 30th. I made a short earlier today, but I kind of wanted to do a long form video as well. I do that on my other channel, and I kind of wanted to do just like a more casual one on this channel. And this channel I kind of want to use as just like a diary. And what I mean by that is I'm in a stage of my life where I'm going through a valley and I don't really feel like I have anybody to talk to about it. I did join like a Facebook group, two Facebook groups that like pertain to what I'm going through, but it was just like a lot of opinions and a lot of suggestions and a lot of critiques. So I left the one group and I joined a second group, and I'll talk about what I'm going through like as the video continues. But I just thought I would repot some plants that I just acquired and just chat. So, and I know that these are like my favorite videos to watch on YouTube, is like when people are repotting and chatting and just giving life updates. So I figured I would just go ahead and do the same. So, because I hope that maybe someone else will get the same enjoyment, the same benefit that I get when I listen to those kinds of videos. So let's just get started. I have a lemon lime maranta. I just got it over the weekend at a brewery. There was just like a random pop-up plant sale, and I got it for $5, which for a wish list plant, you can't beat that. So I had a maranta in the past, a red one. It died. So I'm giving it another go because I really love the lemon lime maranta. And I really hope that as my plant knowledge has improved over the years, that maybe I can keep one finally in my collection. And then also, I am part of a plant Facebook group, and someone was looking for Dracaeras and Pinguiculas, which I have many. So I did a swap with her, and she was like, is there any kind of plant that you're looking for in like your wish list? And I was like, yeah. And I sent her my wish list, but mostly I said, what's a plant that you're sick of looking at? What's a plant that you need that needs rescuing? Because, not to toot my own horn, but everybody's looking pretty okay right now. There's not much for me to do outside of like the occasional repot or watering. So I was like, give me a struggling plant. I want to challenge myself. So she did not like skimp on that, because the one is looking rough, and we'll see if we can get it to bounce back. So she has given me this. It's a no ID, but it kind of looks like a varicosum, philodendron varicosum, which was on my wish list, like my plant wish list. So we're gonna give it a go. If you do know what this is, please comment, and that would be great. And then this one, she's like, I have no idea what this is. Maybe you can bring it back from the dead, because I certainly can't. And I said, mission acquired, because this is a real rescue. But I do see some green, and I have followed Plants with Crystal. She has been my number one plant channel. Her and Sydney Plant Guy, top two. But she always says if there's green, there's something to save. So here we go. So we're gonna get these guys looking good, hopefully, and put them in with Gen Pop. I have watering can. I have these little bowls that were like 50 cents from Walmart. I use them for watering, and I also use them for like repotting when I don't feel like busting out my big, huge potting mats. I also have my water, which is already mixed in with some fertilizer, and I have my house-made mix. It has just like soil, orchid bark, and perlite, and it's just all in there. All right, so let's get started. We can start with the easiest one first, which is going to be this Maranta, because it is looking really nice, and I think it just needs to get trimmed, like these little dead leaves here. So let me get my little cutters. Trigger warning for, I'm going to talk about infertility. So if this is not for you, if you're not in the headspace to talk about infertility, it's okay, find something else to watch. But that's what I'm struggling with. So I am in a point right now where I am a mother. I do have a child, and I want my child to have a sibling. I want my family to be more than just 3. And there's nothing wrong with having 3, but it's just not what I was hoping for. And we have been trying for a baby for 2+ years. Since then, I have gotten an ultrasound, blood work, seen my doctor routinely, and I've got a diagnosis for PCOS. I was like, I have no idea what to do with this information. My doctor really hasn't said much to me about it, hasn't said anything about how it happened, how I can improve it. I have microfiber gloves because I'm gonna wipe down my leaves with some insecticide. So I was on a medication called letrozole that kind of like forces ovulation, and I did that for 3 cycles. Man, I gotta make some more of this stuff. And then there it goes. We tried for 3 cycles on that, nothing happened. I ovulated, which, okay, cool, I ovulated, but no pregnancy. And one thing I really struggled with was that I really did not want to do any kind of major invasive procedures for my family planning. That just like wasn't what I had in the stars, like for me. And it has now come to, I'm getting an HSG, which is like a very invasive imaging test. And I've heard that it does not feel good. It's not comfortable. You're awake during it, but they do an imaging test in like your fallopian tubes to see if there's any blockages and stuff, and to make sure it's all functionally sound. And that was really upsetting news to me that it came to this. Why did it come to this for me? Like, I got pregnant with my son so easily, not so easily, it was a couple months, but like it did happen. It certainly wasn't a year. And now it's come to this. Now it's come to me going to the hospital to do this crazy exam and then try again on the letrozole to see if it'll, if the test like will unblock any blockages that might be in my fallopian tubes. And that's just really upsetting to me that that's what it's come to. I can't believe I just did that. So that was already like a huge struggle that I was going with. And also like seeing my son not have a sibling. I know people have only children all the time. But my son also didn't talk for the first like 3 years of his life. And it was due to like ear infections. But I was like thinking to myself, if he had a sibling, he would talk to the sibling. If he had a sibling, he would play with the sibling, have more socialness. If he talked to the sibling, or if he had the sibling, like he wouldn't be the way he is right now, which is like horrible to say as a mom, but it's just like so many what ifs that like go through your brain as you deal with like secondary infertility. And everyone's like, you don't know that, you don't know what it could be like, you know, it is what it is, and you can't just like think about what ifs. You have to just like be present with your son now, which I agree, I do. And it just like it's hard to like think about that. It's hard to look at my son and be like, I'm doing him wrong by not having a sibling for him. And like I'm doing him a disservice by not giving him the brother or sister that he needs. So like that's just like what I'm struggling with. And it also feels like I'm in this weird in-between club of secondary infertility. So I had a baby, but I no longer I can't have another baby. So I'm in what they call secondary infertility. And a lot of people are in it, but it's hard to find people who are in this specific form of infertility and not just like primary infertility, which is like already terrible. That's already sad. I get it. I have a child. I'm grateful for having my child. But like on my Facebook group, when I was posting about my upsetness, a lot of comments were like, imagine not being pregnant at all. Imagine you couldn't ever get pregnant. Imagine, well, some of us like can't get pregnant at all, so you should be lucky that you even have one. And I'm like, I am. I hear you. I am happy and lucky and grateful to have my one. But that I'm also equally sad. I'm allowed to be equally sad that I can't have another. So between that group and everybody in my life, like I'm from a big family, and like either you have no children, like, and you just, that's just your lot. Like I have family members who just like chose to not have children, or I have family members who have, 7 or 8 children. I am one of 3. So like no one in my family is really understanding like this weird niche that I'm in. And no one can give me advice because no one really knows what it's like. I don't know. It's hard. What is going on with this plant? So you see this roots? It doesn't smell bad. This is all black, but I can't tell. There's a healthy root right there. So I wonder, I don't want to cut it because this is all firm. Well, that just broke right off. Oh my gosh. All right, maybe this is all rotted. No. Some of it's okay. Okay. I'm just gonna probably put this in a chunkier mix because this is pretty wet and this is like wilted. So let's pull out this. So yeah, it sounds like I'm ungrateful for what I have, but at the same time, I am abundantly grateful. So much grateful. So grateful, in fact, that I want more. I want more for my family. I want more for my son. And my husband is sad, but I don't feel like he could ever be as sad as I feel. Like, he's like, you know, if this is all that we have, if this is all that God gives us, like, I'm happy with that. And I'm like, that's nice. I'm happy that you're happy. And I know I need to flip it in my brain, but it's just like, how can you? I don't know. So, and people in my life are getting pregnant with their second kid, and I have one especially who, oh my gosh, look at this. Look at that. We have one like family friend. She got pregnant, and I got pregnant at the same exact time. This is rotted. This whole root is rotted. Let me cut it. Like, she had her daughter, I had my son. Like, they are 3 months apart from each other. They're very close in age. And I thought that she was done having kids, but we are not close. But she ended up just having her son. Like, I just found out about her pregnancy like 2 months ago, which is crazy. So I had not that much time to like cope with those feelings, and now she's a mother of 2, and her daughter will have the sibling that my son should also have, it's just tough. So I'm like going through that feeling as well. So yeah, secondary infertility. I know what it's like to have a kid. I had a kid, but I want another baby. I want another family member in my life, and I love having our son, but I want to add more, and I feel like that's a valid thing to want for my family, instead of a lot of people just being like, just shut up and be grateful. And I'm like, I am. Whatever. So I have this, and I think I'm going to put this in perlite and put a dome on it. Yeah. So let me go get a container. I'll be right back. All right. This is really silly, but I have an old 7 Brew coffee container, and it was mostly clean, so I was like, let me just wash it out and I'll keep it. And I'm happy I did, because I'm going to use it for my propagation container today for this guy. So I have some perlite here, and I am going to just fill this up. Just a little bit, not too much. Oh, my feet are falling asleep. Okay. So the perlite is dry right now, and I have some rainwater, and I'm just gonna let the perlite and I'm happy to be making these, like this plant video right now while talking about this, because I also feel like a lot of the plant people I follow they're going through life changes too, and you know, they're so real for that, and I love that. Some of them have had like deaths in the family, like pets or family members, like adult, like family members, like moms and dads or spouses. And I know that infertility is not loss like that, but it kind of can be. You can grieve your family, you can grieve for your body not functioning the way it's supposed to. I have a lot of like feelings towards my body that like it's not doing its job. So it's like, even though I'm doing everything I can to get it to do what it needs to do, but whatever, it's not doing anything. All right, I don't know if you can see in there, but I have it inside the cup, and I'm just kind of putting the roots like inside of the perlite. And then I'm gonna wet it some more with some rainwater that I have collected. So cool, that should be a good. So I feel like talking about sad things while doing plant chores, like that's like a fun thing to do. Or at least it's a natural thing. Like I like when people chat while they're doing plant chores. It's just fun to me. I don't know. Or you're just yapping. You should just stop yapping, Jen. But yeah, that's what I'm going through. And I hope that anybody else who is dealing with secondary infertility or even primary infertility, like my heart goes out to you. I am nonstop thinking about it. I'm nonstop thinking about what day of the cycle I'm on, or the fact that my son is alone, or what I can do to my body to make it more fertile. But in the meantime, I keep healthy plants because I can't keep a healthy baby, I guess. So I can keep a healthy toddler, but nothing else, nothing more than that, I guess. So, which I know that that's stupid to think, but it is what it is right now. That's my reality right now. So I don't know, but this is it. This is my 3, and I think I'm gonna wrap it up. I can give you an update if you would like one, but if you don't, that's really okay. This isn't for people to, you don't have to like, comment, subscribe, like if you don't want to. This is just for me to just share my thoughts to anyone who needs to hear it, who is going through the same feelings as me and thoughts as me. And if you're here for the plants, you're here for the plants. If you're here for infertility, you're here for infertility. If you're here for none of that, and you're just here for, you just had to listen to something while you mowed the lawn, then thanks for doing that. Thanks for mowing your lawn. And yeah, maybe I'll post some more like repot and chats. I have plenty of plants that I can do that with, so there is no shortage of plant chores in this home, or plant tasks. I don't like chores. Plant tasks in this home. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.